Actually, David, you are under a misapprehension. Because, owing to an assembly line fault, which has deactivated his ability to accept that he is living in the 21st century, Richard Foreman has been replaced by a fully operative digital model, equipped with internet access and sat-nav. Powered by hydrogen and solar electric hybrid engine, he is able to Google himself and thus answer any question under the sun, except of course the important ones. These would require a deluxe model. He can take and deliver Amazon and eBay orders simply by swallowing and vomiting. The simple insertion of your credit or bank card into his rectum will enable you to pay in full for your purchases. With regard to the reading of poems, he is fully Okay, I'm in safe mode now. This is a poem called Space of Days. It's an attempt to kind of create a feeling of nostalgia without being obviously nostalgic. I don't know if it works or not, but here goes. Space of Days. Remember the space of days ahead, when even at midnight there was time. Archways stood open to reveal descents to footpaths through chasms, copses and caves. Diversions were welcomed, arrivals brought joy, and there were parties. Eggs were always excellent. Easter brought parades. The brightest costumes lasted for hours. Budgets were big, purses full of butterflies, wind-strewn and scattered. Strangeness brought promise, radiant berets and a scattering of frills. Stories made suggestions, broke into patterns, spiralled into the sky. Remember that space when, even after midnight, there was still time. This is a piece that came out of one of David's workshops in the pub down the road. And if any of you noticed it, there's a picture on the wall, a photograph, a frontal shot of a badger. And scratching my head trying to work out what to write after David had given us one of his talks, I looked at this picture and this more or less came to me. It's called Brock Thinks. Brock stares through black stripes at the crossroads that hunger for sudden kills. The everyday dead display their blood and their guts. News to come for the augurs to pick apart. You could fill a gallery with them, grab a Turner and skedaddle. So this badger thinks, as he dons Edwardian duds for another guest spot in a strip of bright pictures, rhymes above and text below. My lost idyll, my world of innocence, sentiment clouds his eyes. But colour me with magic, just water and a brush, to see my vicious claws, brute curves to dig and to kill. Without your technology, your metallic roars and clatter, you'd be wary of me, with only a waning moon in the dark cloud above us. Oh, you'd quake before my snuffles and grunts. Then picture the roadkill, animate in the living dead night, crushed and severed organs, paw gripped, held high in beckoned predictions. If a badger could grin, he'd crack one. Brock's gone, unculled through the dark hours. He's underground now, in a city of holes. But he'll be back with his chums, if tomorrow night permits. This was an attempt to write a sort of cheerful poem. You don't get many of those. It's called Road Trip. New engine on an old chassis. We took it for a spin through lingering landscapes. Wayside gas stations all long gone. We got it to run on love. Stopped for a fresh paint job, hand done by a wise old con. Breezed our way on through dangling avenues, long lost and laden. People would wave and grin as we passed quietly by. Signals would change in our favour. No one was in a hurry to overtake us. Our tailbacks were parties too good to leave. Picked out our routes on filigree maps, treasure at the end of every lane, made it to mountains through tunnels of trees, always found some place to rest the night. We left no carbon footprint, no plastic roadside waste. Clean air blew from our exhaust, laced with the fragrance of not quite yet, and one day we will. Can't say we changed the course of motoring history. We never changed course at all. Somewhere we trundle to this very day. Tread still good on our tyres. Fuel gauge that never falls. Okay, a couple of little kind of prosy things. I have this kind of little exercise I do some mornings when I'm trying to get myself right. I look at the usually last Saturday's Guardian, and I'll take a bit of one headline and a bit of another headline and run them together and see what it sounds like and see if it gets me doing something. So, for example, there's one here that goes, "Moped gang think it's already spring." And I wrote, "They don't do fast getaways, these lads. Their parkers are made in China. They have zips for lips. You can loosen their tongues, but then they become incoherent. They'd be closer to sense if only they stopped being optimistic. But they've only got to see a few snowdrops dangling from their stems. They think it's the Renaissance all over again." And this one, I just took one word from one headline and the other one from another, and I got painting jailed. The picture is a crime. The picture is crime. Crime is infinitely malleable, yet easy enough to cut with a sharp blade. This makes it possible to create art from crime. Here's how it's done. You will need a stash of loot and a minimum of 2 henchmen. In order to elude the agencies of law, you will need a reliable number of bribes, threats, incentives, and lawyers. Weaponry is optional, but the quality of the work is generally considered of a higher standard if weaponry is not used directly. Velvet gloves are recommended. Visitors to the gallery are disturbed by the arrival of several uninformed policemen. Any picture made of crime, they say, will be taken down and used in evidence. They place them in a case for trial in courts of law. They note the details of the artists who have contributed these works and, in due course, round them up, charging them with the role of accomplice. Most of the creators are happy to comply, since art can also be produced from punishment. Indeed, as Dostoevsky made all too clear, the two can be combined. The picture and its cohorts now hang, though have not been hung, in a place of incarceration. The homes of moneyed advertising executives are a frequent choice, since their ability to host and facilitate crime is a well-established phenomenon. The picture remains a crime. It is still crime.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Thank you very much.